Hi, it's Jay from Iridescent Tarot back with my bestie, Erin.
Hi, everybody. This week we're doing Deck Connectors Club with the Little Bird Tarot.
So we were super excited to do this deck connectors club because so I've had this deck for a while. This is a newer acquisition for Erin, but this is one that we both knew was going to be like knock it out of the park.
This is okay. I just want to say right out of the gate that do you know what this deck is? It is, and I don't know if you watch this or not, but I've talked about it enough to you that you know what it is. This is the Great British Baking Show in tarot form.
No, 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 no. I have to disagree with that because to me, that's Yellow House.
No, no. This is like the Great British Baking Show is one of my happy places where when I put that on, it is just lovely colors. There are birds chirping in the meadow. Everyone is speaking in calm, like melodic British accents, super nice to each other, like baking delicious treats, and just it's nothing but like supportiveness. Like it is just like, oh, everyone's doing their best and good try, good job. Like it's just it's so comforting and lovely. And like that's what this deck is for me. I'm like, oh my God, this is
Hmm.
the Great British Baking Show of tarot.
Oh, that's such a good comparison.
The
That
birds are just
and
like tweet, tweet, tweet.
so gentle.
So nice. So lovely. Like this whole week was just so I don't even know how to describe it. It was just so easy and like a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, a breath of fresh air perfectly describes how I felt too. And it's funny that you said it's like something in a meadow because let me jump ahead just a little bit because I ended up edging this deck this week and I used like this antique color. And at first I was like, I can't think of any other color I would have used, but it just looked a little bit like dingy. I don't know. My one thing about this deck that I would change is I want to have gold gilding because I think it would chip off really nicely into like that antique look, like a old dusty Bible. But so, anyways, I edged it in this antique color. I think it looks good for matching the deck because it's got that antique vibe. But I
Yeah.
was like, it looks like a book that smells.
I mean, a book that smells good or not, because I think that old books have like a good smell.
To me, this looked like a kind of like an old book that had like one of those dusty smells to it. And so what I wanted to do was freshen it back up. So then I was like, well, let me put some perfume oil on my hands. So I put this, and the name of this perfume oil is Bathing Culture Meadow.
Oh my gosh.
And so the notes of this are mint, sagebrush, pink peppercorn, wildflower, sage, honeyed grassland, soil, and herbs. And I felt like it was the perfect match for this because of them being these birds in different like wooded meadow environments. So then I wrecked it. So
Yeah.
I put the oil on my hands and then I held it like this, right? I just kind of like handled it, and everywhere that my fingers went, there was like a darkened spot,
Oh
and I was like,
gosh,
"Oh,
yeah.
I done messed up now."
Oh no, she's ruined.
She's wrecked. So then what I did was I was like, I need to go to sleep. I need to just stop messing with this and leave it be. And I woke up in the morning and it looked like nothing had happened. It was perfect. And
I
what
don't
I
even know how you
did,
slept because I would have laid there like obsessing.
I know, well, that's kind of like the risk you take when you mod decks is like you don't never know what it's going to come out like.
It's stressful.
And so when I woke up and it wasn't wrecked, I was really happy. But then I thought to myself, it looked just the tiniest bit dark. So then I took my nail buffer and I buffed the edges. And it like rubbed some of the color off. And that's when it became perfect.
Oh.
Like to me, this doesn't have that old book look as much anymore.
Oh, interesting.
One of these.
Oh yeah. Wow. Okay.
So I just kind of like rubbed a little bit of the color off of it and it like got it to the perfect medium state for me. And now I'm really happy with it.
So you like antiqued it.
Yeah, exactly. But it was very light.
Okay, well, I actually did ruin one of these cards.
Oh no.
It's okay because I messaged Shanna, who's the creator, and I was like, um, I'm like, please tell me you have a replacement lover's card that you could send me because I'm having a type A neurotic disaster over here. And
Oh
she was like,
no.
oh no, what happened? I was like, well, I'm just going to tell it on deck connectors and you can find out then. So, so on this deck, it is, it's not even just like meant to look antiqued. It's like that these are um Audubon's actual images, right? Like from his
Yes.
book. And so on some of the cards, like if you look at the Fool, there are these like little like spots.
This.
Yes.
Yep.
So it's more pronounced on mine because one of the changes from the first and second edition is that the banner background of yours is like white and mine
Yes.
is more tan. And I was looking at this deck. I had it on one of my like little reading tables over in natural light, and I had like left a spread out overnight. And I'd also been like using this deck like at in my kitchen on my island. It was just like out and about a lot. And I had the cards out and I was like, oh my God, something got on them. Like it
Mm.
looked like legitimately like my kids had had like pizza sauce on their hands and like touched.
Uh,
And so I had taken the lovers and I was like, oh my God, there's something on this. Like, let me see if I can get it off. Right. So I scrubbed it with like a damp paper towel and it was not coming off. It's not coming off because it's part of the damn card.
oh
And
my gosh.
I took a magic eraser, which I have used on other decks to clean
No,
things
I knew
off.
you were gonna say magic eraser. I knew you and the magic erasers every time.
Well, they work great until
Somebody has to take them away from you.
until I take the coloring right off the card. Like it just
Unbelievable.
scrubbed it right off. And that's when I was like, oh. And then I had to go back and watch a flip through of
Oh
the
my
deck
gosh.
to confirm with myself that it was like supposed to look this way and that I hadn't just got something got spilled on mine. Like, no, this is just the deck, you idiot. And now you've just like literally scrubbed the ink right off the.
Oh my God. That's really something.
I mean, this is what it's like to be me. So like shit is now mailing me a replacement card, so I'm like fine about it, and then I need to edge my deck so I could like test on this card now, which I
I feel like you should have to keep that card in your deck as a memory of this event so that you keep the magic erasers away from your decks from now on.
no. No, we're not doing that.
Oh
The
my
magic
gosh.
eraser has served me well for other decks, but not
I'm
for
like I'm oddly pleased with the fact that we both like kind of wrecked our decks, but kind of didn't.
so the only so the issue that I'm having with edging mine
Yes.
is that so show the backs of your edition. You have the first edition. Okay,
Yeah.
I love those backs. And I was really torn about whether I should pre-order the second edition or if I should like try to hunt down a first edition. I'll get to like why I did end up deciding on the second edition once we get into like our spreads and everything. But so I'm having a hard time with the white of the backs and the like linen yellow color of the fronts.
Yeah. Yeah,
This
I
is
can
like
see
my
that.
my only critique of this deck that I'm like, well, I can't edge it to match this because it won't look good with that. And so what do I do? Do I do this like light green color or do I do this blue?
That light blue, it's so pretty.
Yeah, so I do that and will that look okay with the fronts?
So I think that's going to be hard because I think you will end up with a little bit of bleed over on the front, like the what your future ancestor has like a little bit of green bled over on the front.
Yeah, listen, let me tell you something. I am a double Capricorn. That is not going to happen when I edge this deck.
Sometimes it's unavoidable though. It
I don't
truly
know.
so
Let's see. Let's see.
I think you need to be no. I think you need to be super like accepting that that's a possibility because I don't know that it's possible for it to come out perfect. And you're going to be emailing Shanna every other day. Can I have this one replaced? Can I have this one replaced? Can I have this one replaced? Until
I
she
just
sends you a
not
whole
edge
new
it.
deck.
Like, should it just stay like this forever? It's
There,
okay. It
there
could.
is a world in which it should just stay that color. I think if the bleed over is going to bother you, you
But
should
here's the
really
thing
think
is
about it.
that now I can test on this lover's card that I messed up, that I ruined. I can test it. So I can edge this and I can see if I like the color and I can see if it's going to be perfect enough for me to be able to live with myself. And
Oh, girl, you playing with fire, girl.
we're always say.
I'm very careful when I edge, and even me with this color that is very, very similar to the fronts of the cards. Like this is really close. There was some like in the corner that bled over. And then there is definitely some bleed from the oil when I did, like, this is where my thumb was. You see that?
Yeah, but that matches like the paper backgrounds,
Yeah.
the
I don't know.
parchment background.
I think that this is a risky deck to mod if you're unwilling to deal with imperfections. Yeah.
It's not that I'm unwilling, I'm just incapable.
Oh.
Not a choice. So when I read from this guidebook, it reminds me of like when you watch a wildlife special and someone's narrating it and describing the animals and their environment. Like that's kind of how I hear it in my head. It was like this strange full circle moment for me because it brought up this conversation that you and I had about like, you were like, well, do you like guidebooks? What's your take on guidebooks? And I'm like, I don't really use them because I had gotten to a point in when I was like very committed to learning tarot where I was like, I don't want to be dependent on the guidebooks. I want to like know this inside and out for myself. And I really just stopped using guidebooks altogether. And then whereas in the past, when I was first reading tarot and reading for myself, I would always use the guidebook. And this was the deck that really brought me back to like, oh, there's so much that a guidebook can offer that is so unique and like a special perspective on the deck that I chose to. Part of why I went all in on this deck was that the guidebook is so incredible. And the other thing that made me like really want to get the second edition of this was hearing Shanna talk about the chariot. So she changed the chariot to this flamingo. And hearing her talk about this and then reading the excerpt from the guidebook is what I was like, okay, I want the second edition. And it was so funny because this showed up as the bottom of the deck in my deck interview. And I just felt like Little Bird was like, I see you. Like they
Yeah.
knew that this was like the card that made me buy it. So it was like, here you go. Here's the
That's
flamingo.
funny. Yeah. I think I like them equally, to be honest. I love flamingos, but I think this card's really pretty, so I would be torn.
I know, I like that one too. So it says, this is how the guidebook's laid out. I also love that this is color coded. It has this, I don't know if yours is or not, but this edition has like these really subtle kind of, watercolored edges that show you which suit is which. It's like
Mine does
purple.
not. Mine does not have that.
I love that. I love a color coded guidebook.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
I will say I am okay with not having that though, because the way that she organized the guidebook is so it's like exactly what I want
Yeah.
because as you're flipping through, all of the titles are in one spot, so your eyes don't have to dart in different places on the page when you're trying to look for a specific card. Like I love that.
Yes. So it says up at the top the name of the card and then a keyword, which for the chariot is drive, and then the name of the bird, which is American flamingo. And this says, because the American flamingo can stand up to 5 feet high, Audubon was obliged to depict the bird bending down, about to dip his beak into the water. With unwavering focus, the flamingo dedicates most of its waking hours to feeding, filtering algae, and small crustaceans through specialized bristles in its beak. This persistent pursuit of sustenance requires no external motivation and instead flows from perfect alignment with natural purpose. Its brilliant pink plumage emerges not from birth, but from what it chooses to consume, like Jung's persona, the carefully constructed mask we develop through life's experiences. You stand at the threshold of discovering your own effortless power, the ability to find perfect balance not through strain, but through proper positioning and natural flow. Like the chariot's charioteer who achieves control through harmony with opposing forces, the flamingo demonstrates that true mastery comes from understanding your essential nature rather than fighting against it. Maintaining perfect stillness, you can learn to direct your will toward a singular purpose, transforming gradually through conscious choices until you embody the very essence of what you seek to become. And then there's like a little part down at the bottom in script that says, what mask have you been wearing to navigate the world? How might you transform it through daily choices to better reflect who you're becoming? And like, that's just freaking amazing. I feel like Shanna D is up there with Lennox Reese in terms of like guidebook amazingness.
I
Like,
agree. I
so
think
good.
there's so few guidebooks where I feel like I'm like, oh, this knocked it out of the park
Yeah.
and like blew my expectations out of the water. And I feel like this is one of the guidebooks that does that. I think specifically because of the way she's able to tie in the specific type of bird and the characteristics of that bird to the tarot and really make you understand how she got there.
Yeah.
It's like it's genius.
It's genius. And the thing is that it is necessary because you can't just intuitively read this deck. Like going to the guidebook is so incredibly satisfying and elevating. It elevates the experience of the reading. That is what makes this deck like stand apart. Some of them do have these field notes attached to the description, like for death, for the death card. The field notes are in the softness and fullness of its plumage, its feathered legs, and habits, this bird bears some resemblance to the owls. It flies slowly, sits for a long time on the bough of a tree, watching for mice, frogs, etc., and is often seen skimming over swampy pieces of ground and hunting for its prey by the subdued daylight, which illuminates even the midnight hours in the high parallels of altitude. And that's for the buzzard. And that's like, this is what I'm talking about, where it just feels like some nice British person is
Yeah.
narrating to you like
I
a
and
bird outside your house.
I'm pretty sure that those so see how there's a three after that or a number?
Yes, three.
Are they all from Audubon? It looks like they
I
all
think they
are.
are.
Okay. Yeah, I think that just adds another layer. And then there's some areas where there's not field notes, but there's like specific questions that are asked. There's just a lot of different fun ways that you can use this guidebook.
Yeah, I just think that the guidebook is like an essential part of the deck.
So for my interview spread, I had so every time that I go to do your updated strength weakness, I forget what the words I'm supposed to be using. So what are they?
Light and shadow.
Okay, I can't remember. Anytime I go to do it, I sit there for like 5 minutes and I'm like, ah, screw it. I'm just going to do strength and
I
weakness.
know, but if that works for you, then you don't need to change it, you know?
Yeah, so I just ended up doing strength, weakness, so magician, knight of pentacles, and then how the deck describes itself, which was three of cups, which was so what I needed after last week, right?
Yes, this deck was so needed after last week.
Yeah, it was like the cozy little nest for us to like recuperate and rejuvenate ourselves after. I thought three of cups was perfect for that. It described me as five of pentacles. I'm like, oh, you think I'm broke? And you were like, no, it thinks you're broken. And I'm like, oh, I don't know that that's much better, but I'll take it.
No, but then I was like, no, it's just inviting, waiting for you to come into its little nest.
And then together we are the Nine of Cups, which I thought was a really lovely together card. And I received this card three different times this week.
Oh, wow. So we had like a bird stalker.
I did. It was a crow. And crows are known for their problem solving skills and emotional fulfillment, according to the guidebook. So I thought that that was a really lovely way for the deck to describe our workings together and made me excited to see like what kind of problems we're going to be working on and what kind of like emotions we're going to work through.
See, I had a stalker card too, but it was the devil, which in like
Ooh.
another deck I may not enjoy so much, but like I really I really liked the guidebook description once again of that, and I felt like it was very apt. And it just even that, even like this more scary cards in this deck feel more neutral or I don't know, positive. There's just even those are nice.
Yeah, it has a way of like softening the blow on the harder cards.
Hmm.
Yeah. And I think that Shanna's writing style also lends itself to that. Like when you read the guidebook entries for those harder cards, it doesn't then like slap you in the face with some hard truth that you're not ready to hear. Like it's honest and it's upfront, but it's not harsh in any way.
Exactly. And the other thing I really enjoy about the guidebook is that in some of these, she talks about the plants that are
Mm, yes.
included. And like that's what I really liked about the devil card. She talks about, I don't know if I can say this, Gordonia lasianthus, commonly known as loblolly bay, holds symbolic significance in magical practices. This evergreen shrub is believed to embody energies of protection, purification, and spiritual growth. The loblolly bay's evergreen nature symbolizes enduring strength and resilience, making it a potent symbol for protection against negative influences. Its white, fragrant flowers are often linked to purification and spiritual cleansing, making it suitable for rituals aimed at removing obstacles and promoting inner harmony. So I just loved that. And then the question is, what illusion of freedom binds you? So I was
Ooh,
okay with the devil showing up, you know? It seemed like
yes.
such a magical card.
Yeah. Yeah. She has such a way with words and it like when I think about the amount of time that must have gone into trying to find images where the bird meaning and the plant meaning match a tarot meaning and then doing that 78 times is just like mind blowing.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a monumental feat. And like, I really do like that kind of intellectual nature of this deck. Like, it feels more cerebral. Like, I want to say clinical, but I don't mean that in a bad way at all. Just very, like, gently matter of fact in a way that,
Yes.
um, yeah, like I didn't have to be, especially after that week with Death Doula and just feeling like very emotionally vulnerable and raw. Like this felt like a very safe deck to work with.
Do you think that it gives air energy?
Yeah,
So I would say air and spring are like the two,
yeah,
I don't
it's
know, the
definitely,
element in the season.
yeah. And these backs are very springy on my edition. Yours
Yeah,
feel more
yours are even
fall.
more.
Yeah. But this is the devil card, and this was the showed up in the us position. It was just very impactful. All right, so what
For
did you pair with?
So before we get to my pairs, I just want to touch on my library of questions because I did this spread here very specifically because you, me, and Shanna, all three of us are too tough on ourselves. And I felt like it was the perfect thing to tie all three of us together for this reading.
That's so funny. What page is
Like we
that?
really are. 141. I won't pull out all the cards because I find that when it gets to be this many cards, it's like hard to get into the weeds of it. But
Yeah.
it was a great reading, and I specifically picked it because I know that all three of us are like that.
Yeah, we all need this spread.
Yeah, I
Well,
had to point it out.
I picked paranormal pigeon because I was like, oh, there's got to be a bird spread in here somewhere, right?
That was so smart.
I thought you were going to end up doing the same thing, honestly. I was like, watch, we both do the pigeon spread.
I wasn't smart enough to think of that. Oh, look, I'm being too hard on myself.
There we go.
I did pair it with the Dow box. So
Yeah, me
this
too.
this is one that we discovered because of Marlena Teresa. It goes so well. Like the optics of this, beautiful.
Yeah. This deck, so speaking of the edging with that stamp pad that you did, and the person that I bought this from did that with this, only she used like the more tea stain color. Can you say it?
Beautiful. That
But
looks
I
so
do,
good.
yeah, I do really like the way that that looks.
I told Shanna that I'd flip through some of these cards because when she saw this on my Instagram, she was like asking about this deck specifically. So
Oh,
I
well,
just want to do,
maybe she wants my old box
oh, you should do that.
because I got this new box because I was you know, perfectionist me over here. Like I was very upset that the other one was missing a card. And when I saw this other one come up that was edged, I was like, well, I'm just replacing it.
Yeah, I think these look so, so good together. I love it.
I love it too. I think it's
Yeah.
great. And you know what? I ended up using this on the last day when we did the 365 Dow pairing because the entry that I got was on decadence. And I was like, you know what would
Ooh.
be decadent as fuck is to pair 365 Dow with the Dow box and just go over the top
Yes.
with it.
That's the reason I didn't pair it, but I see exactly why you would, and that's perfect.
So that was my thought process there. But I loved them together so much.
Yes. This is like a knock it out of the park pairing to me. What else did you pair it with?
I paired with Coastal Curiosities Naturalist Edition because they are a match made in absolute heaven. I feel
Let's see.
like Coastal Curiosities, they look amazing together, right? Because they have this very similar color palette,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Yep. Cool.
Like
The naturalists, they were like born to be together.
they really were born to be together.
And then
And
you have Double Good Guidebook. Yes.
double good guidebook. And also, there is like a quirkiness about Coastal Curiosities that I think fits really well with the quirkiness of some birds. Like they both
Ooh.
have this like quirky type of energy to them. Um, does that make sense? You know how some birds are quirky?
Yeah. Yeah. There's like sayings about that, right?
Like there's just like a vibe and energy that I think it kind of like Coastal Curiosities kind of brings that out in Little Bird. I felt like
Mm.
the way that you paired this deck it could be influenced in different ways. Like I felt like Coastal Curiosities brought out that more interesting nature of birds, and then and then like the Tao box is more like this philosophical like wisdom of birds,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Yes.
And then Arcanofolia. But this is very what's the right word for this? This is like dark academia deck
Yeah.
thing
Yes.
that has these nature elements and just this like lush green and the leaves. And I even liked the circular shape, with it.
Yeah. It adds a little bit of like visual intrigue and contrast.
Yeah, which I'm not always crazy about circular decks, but I make an exception for this one because I like the vibe of it so much. But I
Yeah.
feel like this made it more earthy or grounded or something
Yeah. Because the birds are up in the air and this is more of the earth.
in the forest, in the ground.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I thought that that was interesting with the different pairings, how it kind of brought out different facets of Little Bird for me.
I did the same, except I went up into the air. So I wanted to take these birds off the page and into the air.
I love that.
So I used this deck. This is the, God forbid my pronunciation, Envoli Sauvage.
It's better than I could do. I do
This
love
is
that deck.
this is if you translate it, it's the Wild Flights Oracle deck.
Oh, I love that.
So this is another deck that's bird centric and it focuses mostly on them like in their habitat or flying. And so I thought, let's like see where the birds go with this kind of oracle.
Amazing.
And I really liked it.
That's great.
I feel like the pairings, I don't know, I the pairings were so good. I wanted to do, can I just show you a couple more pairings?
Yeah.
Because it was so exciting to me. Like when I opened up my cabinet and looked at all the things that could pair with this, it was just so fun. And it's like there weren't enough days in deck
Yeah, it's a
connectors
pair.
to pair. But I thought the birds and the flowers,
Oh. Beautiful. Love the birds and the flowers.
Like I'm always pairing up this deck with something, this
Yeah,
flower
that's a
deck.
good deck.
It really does go with so much, but I thought birds and flowers, like this made me happy.
Yes. Joy.
Okay. So I didn't do it because we didn't have enough days, but that was one. And then I know Shanna said that she also was interested in this Anatomy of Healing deck, which I thought, well, maybe the birds could chirp, 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 fix your body up. I don't know. Is it too yellow and tan?
For me, it is.
Too much same, same. And I just wanted to see Gog with it. This is great grandmother's faded frontier.
Good old grandma.
Because I thought maybe like those vintage images with the vintage birds might be cool.
Yeah, I can see it. I mean, again, like I'm always a little hesitant to throw Gog into something like the birds are so sweet. This reading has been great. Like let's bring grandma out, see what she has to say.
Some salt, it's like salty and sweet energy.
Yeah. I don't know. That deck is like grandma's had a couple of bourbons and is ready to tell you how she really feels. Let's see. How do these look together? It's kind of the same color thing.
Yeah, that looks the same as the Anatomy of Healing to me.
Yes, it does. So that's like a no. The seashell oracle, like I
I didn't
thought,
know you had that.
yeah, I got this really cheap. I got it specifically for folkloric waters.
Oh, that's so smart.
I know.
Well, I'll be ordering that then.
Well, I got this used for a really good price. So I was like, all right, I'm jumping on this now.
Yeah, I don't
But
have any of those. That's a broccoli magazine deck, I think.
yes.
Yeah, I don't have any of those. And I thought if I started, it just could
Yeah, I
snowball.
mean, I do want the like uh solar celestial one too.
Mm.
I do see it as a rabbit hole. Don't they look good together?
Yeah, these are like the birds of the sea type of vibe.
Yes, yes, birds of the sea. And then I also thought that it would look good with Southern Gothic,
I love how this has turned into a pairing thing that we didn't plan for.
right?
Oh, cool. Those are like southern birds.
Yes. See, you can inf the birds are easily influenced by their pairing.
Location.
Look at this.
Yes. Yep.
Come
Love
on.
it. Love it.
Yes. These are the southern birds. See, the
Yep.
southern birds would go good with Gog,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
you
Mm-hmm.
know? I'm gonna have to try that. I'm gonna have to try Southern Gothic with Little Bird and throw in a grandma.
Oh, I want to see a picture of that on your Instagram.
Okay.
That's your follow-up homework assignment for this week's
I did
deck
want to do
connector. Oh, yeah. It takes that like off-white color and really makes it work.
it was you saying that about the off-white color that
Yes.
made me think to do this,
Oh, I like that. I might
right?
have to do that today too as my extra homework assignment.
Yeah, I was thinking like just one and one.
Yep.
I think that Posis just works so well. Like it's just so good.
On my last day for 365 Dow, I got interaction as my word. And
Nice.
so the like little synopsis of this is basically the objective world is meaningless until we interact with it, and that like the human interaction creates its meaning. And some schools of thought say, well, that everything should be seen as unreal. But the book suggests that as long as we remember that the meanings we attribute are subjective, we avoid mistakes. So it's like a little bit up in the air. Like, I don't know. I was like, okay, where is a reading going to take me with this?
So you're like, this needs dog bone.
Yeah, this needs dog bone because I need more like something weighty to grasp onto.
Yeah. Like something to anchor it.
Yes. And so I pulled two of these common oracle cards and I got Legacy and Omen. Actually, it was this. I got Omen and Legacy. And so I actually looked up in the dictionary both of these because even though I know what they mean, I wanted like the rock solid definition of them.
Mhm.
And so for Omen, I have an occurrence or phenomenon believed to portend a future event, and legacy, something received by an ancestor. And the bird that I pulled was this Ace of Cups. And I kind of, how I interpreted this spread was kind of harkening back to last week where we talked about some of those like ancestral things with me, where you're looking at like your emotional beginnings and this orchid that's in the card that Shanna described, the unfurling of the orchid. Like, do you have to make the things that you've inherited, like, do they have to mean so much? Um, like, does it doom you to a particular emotional experience, or can you break the cycle and feel something new? Is kind of how I tried to integrate this with these two.
Oh, interesting. I love it.
Yes. So that was my final day.
That's great. My final day, I just did the Dow box and Little Bird. I think that was it. So I did like my reading, which also did feel a little um, ungrounded, and I used the Dow box to kind of pull that back down. And then Little
Yeah,
Bird.
I can see how those would be in combination. They could get like very ungrounded.
Yeah, but it worked well. It did go together.
So you keeping it?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Me too. I wouldn't have edged it if I wasn't going to keep it.
I mean, honestly, I knew that there was like that I was keeping this deck just before I even ordered it because of the guidebook and having like, you know, it really felt like it was like a homecoming for me or something to come back to order a deck very specifically for the guidebook. Like it was just a kind of full circle moment that was very special to me about this
It's
deck.
like you finally gave yourself permission to go back to the guidebook and not hold yourself to this. I know what the cards mean. I don't need a guidebook feeling.
Yeah. Yeah. Or like looking at the guidebook like it was a crutch instead of
Yes,
like a tool or something, right?
an additional supplement. I love the deck and I love the guidebook. And I feel like both are each so valuable. Like independently, I think the book is worth purchasing. Even if you didn't have the deck, the book is worth
Oh
its weight.
yeah, okay. I get what you're saying. But I do love the deck. I do love the birds. Like, but also like I'm a bird person. Like I look for birds everywhere I go. And like I've got bird feeders outside and bird houses and I'm just like into birds.
I'm a bird
I
lady.
don't like a lot of animals in my tarot decks. But I'm fine with birds.
Hmm.
Weird.
Yeah, well, then this is the deck for you.
It's totally for me. I'm into it.
I'm really glad that we spent the week connecting with this. I feel way more connected to it than before this week.
Oh, me too. Well, I hadn't been using it very much because I was just like saving it. Yeah. I had done my interview and like one reading with it, and then I just kind of like, because I knew it was coming. I'm like, what's a couple more weeks? Or,
Yeah.
any final thoughts?
I want a third edition that has gold gilding.
Also, like, look at the second edition box.
Everything has so much thought put into it. The first edition box is beautiful.
Oh, yeah, it really is. Yeah, I love it.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for this week with me. I feel like this was such a nice reset. We had our breath of fresh air with this one and
Yes, it was
feel
lo
renewed.
it was lovely. I'm telling you, it's just like I want to watch Great British Baking Show and do a reading with Little Bird and like have a cup of tea in a blanket and just a happy place.
Yeah, yep. Well, it's really valuable to have a deck like that in your collection because sometimes you need a place like that to go.
Yeah, just tweet, tweet, tweet.
Well, I'm really glad that I showed you this deck then.
Thank you so much.
All right. And this week, are we starting Narrative Alchemy?
Yes,
Okay.
I know.
So I
I'm
think,
excited for that too. I feel like this is a nice segue into that for some reason.
yeah, because that's kind of like, it's definitely also a comfort deck. It gets you back out of the mind and then more into your body.
Oh, interesting. All
Okay.
right, let's wrap it up.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll talk to you later. Signing out. Bye.